Hi everyone, and welcome to this video, which is an overview on how you will be working virtually with your new virtual assistant. And we're going to be talking about systems and processes to allow you to free up your time so that you can focus on growing your business and rather than getting bogged down in the day-to-day operations of the business. So let's first of all talk about systems and what exactly is a system. So there are three basic elements. Firstly, the software that you use to undertake various different tasks and operations within the business. Then there's the processes that you go through. So this is how you actually use that software and how various different bits of software link together. And then there's the people themselves. So your virtual assistant, you and other people within your business that are undertaking the various different processes and tasks. So we're going to be talking about various different bits of software today, and these are to undertake the tasks that you need to do, the daily operations. So some of the software that we're going to be talking about today will be client relationship managers or CRMs. We're going to talk about cloud storage for storing documents and files, how to actually manage tasks that you're allocating to your VA, property management systems, accounting packages, and how to send out and sign documents electronically online. So firstly, what are the tasks you're going to get your virtual assistant to do? Now, I suggest you list out all of the tasks that need to be done within the business and just go through that list and just think to yourself, are anything on that list that I don't absolutely have to do myself, I will outsource either to my virtual assistant or I will find somebody else that can do the task for me. So this is just a selection of some of the sort of tasks that you can be allocating to a VA. So administering the CRM, property management systems, doing your accounts and bookkeeping and financial reports, running your mileage log and keeping a track of your expenses, dealing with your social media, ordering from suppliers, booking viewings with tenants, booking other meetings and managing your diary, processing tenant applications and move-ins. When you take on a property, transferring the utilities. If you've got single lets and you need to transfer the utilities between an outgoing tenant and an incoming one. If you run a serviced accommodation business, doing regular rate checks to make sure that you are priced correctly for the market. Looking for properties on Rightmove and Zoopla and other sourcing tasks. Posting rooms that may be available on the various different portals. Creating welcome packs for guests and tenants. Chasing supplier quotes, dealing with contractors and other suppliers. Dealing with any tenant service tickets that may have been raised. Registering deposits, sending your website. Looking at your inbox and responding to any emails, credit control, and finally some personal bits and pieces as well if you need to. So processes are the steps that you go through to actually undertake the various different operations within your business. So there are 5 key processes really within any company. These are marketing, sales, operations, finance, and repeating or retaining customers. Now, there are 5 basic operations that apply to any business. Firstly, there's the marketing. So this is how you attract your clients, be it via social media or more traditional methods such as advertising in papers, doing mailing campaigns, email campaigns, letter campaigns. That's all the marketing. That is how you draw people in to your business. Once you've done that, then there's the sales element. So this is how you then convert those people that you're now talking to a client. Next is operations. So this is how you provide your fulfill your sales, provide your clients with the service or the product that they have purchased from you. Then you have finance. So this is invoicing, creating the invoices to make sure you get paid on time, credit control, and also paying the invoices that you get as well, making sure that they're paid in a timely fashion. And then finally, there's the repeat and retain. So this is repeating those operations that we've just spoken about, but also another key element is retaining your clients, making sure that they continue to do business with you. So you should have mapped out very clear processes for each of those 5 elements. Now I'm going to go on to talk about some of the applications and software that you'll be using within your business. And we will provide further training and support on all of these bits of software and show you how to use them to best effect. Now, firstly, when working with a virtual assistant, you will need to share passwords, login passwords and details for the various different sites that you'll be using. It's very important that you do this in a safe and secure way. So the way to do that is to use a password vault system. So this is where all of the passwords that you use are stored in an encrypted cloud. You can share those passwords, a different one for every site that you use. You can share those passwords with your virtual assistant. They don't actually get to see what the password is unless you choose to share that with them. And then come the time when they leave and they move on, then you just have to withdraw that permission. So it's very important. That is one of the very first pieces of software, first application that you should be going and using. And any software that you're already using, I would recommend that you change the password for using LastPass to generate a new password, and you get that into your LastPass vault so that as soon as you start working with your VA, then you can start sharing those passwords straight away. Next, as far as task management, I recommend Trello. I like it best. It's very, very good for task management. And this is where you will actually list out the tasks that you need your VA to do. You will set on each task, you will set a due by date, and you will attach to the task all the documents and information, links to websites, etc. will all be attached to that task in Trello. One of the things people have told me where they struggle with using a VA service is actually keeping a track of the tasks and making sure that they're getting done when they want them done. And when I've asked people what task management system are you using, they say, oh, well, I just send out an email, or I send a text, or I pick up the phone and I discuss what I need doing. Well, that is the way to fail. It's really, really important that you use a task management system. It keeps all of the information in one place. It saves your VA having to go hunting for information, spending hours looking out for information, getting hold of the wrong information, being unsure of the instructions and the steps to go through, not knowing how to prioritize work because due dates haven't been sent correctly. Using Trello will solve all of these problems. And we will show you exactly how to use Trello to best effect. Asana is another very popular piece of software which people use for task management. I actually prefer it more for project management work. So if you're doing a refurb or something like that, then Asana is very, very good for detailing out the various different steps and stages to go through doing the refurb and exactly who's going to do those steps, take those steps. So they are very different really in how they work, and my recommendation is use Trello for task management and Asana for project management. Less Annoying CRM is a very, very simple to use CRM system. CRM stands for Client Relationship Management, and in Less Annoying, this is where you will store all of the details of your clients, appointments, events that you need to. An event is like a task. If you need to undertake a task relating to a particular client, then that's an event, and that's stored in Less Annoying CRM. It syncs up with Google, so it can keep everything in sync with your either an Android or an iPhone. So all of your devices are all kept in sync nicely. You on here make notes against each particular client. Now, one of the things with CRM systems, a lot of them are very, very powerful and will do an awful lot of different things, very clever things. However, most people only actually need 10% of the features on most of the CRM systems are out there. The reason I like Less Annoying CRM is because it's very basic, it's very simple to use, and because of that, people don't get frustrated and stop using it, as they do with the other types of systems out there. If you're running a serviced accommodation business, then you should be using a channel manager, and a channel manager automates your booking process. So firstly, you will be advertising on various different platforms, such as Booking.com, Airbnb, HomeAway, there's quite a few others. And what your channel manager will do is keep all of the diaries in sync. So when somebody makes a booking on Airbnb, it also blocks it out on Booking.com. It will accept the booking itself. It will store all of the details for the actual booking, so the guest name, when they're arriving, how many in the party, when they're going, and it will notify the cleaner and maintenance and anybody else that needs to know the details of the particular booking. It will confirm the details back to the client, and this is all done automatically. It will send out an email to the client with a summary of their booking and confirm all of the details. It can accept the payment from the guest, and it will then release out details on how to collect the keys, or if there's a key safe, details of the number for the key safe itself. It will also keep track of the finances as well. So a channel manager is a central tool if you're running serviced accommodation. The one here I recommend and we support is Super Control, and we can provide training on that. The Super Control themselves do also have an excellent support department, and you only have to ring them up, give them the details of what your query is, somebody will answer the phone and they will talk you through and give you an answer. For people running HMOs and single lets, then I recommend Arthur Online and Landlord Vision. Arthur Online is very good if you're running HMOs. Landlord Vision is better for people really that are running single lets, in my experience. I actually use both myself. So these will store all of the details for every tenant, property details, information about keys, suppliers, documents. This is a CRM system. Your virtual assistant can take care of all of your invoicing, reconciliation of your books, credit control. They can deal with all of this if you're using a bookkeeping software. Here I would recommend using either Xero or QuickBooks. Both of those integrate with Arthur as well, so that's quite an important consideration when deciding which property management system to use. So everything is kept in sync, and that becomes very much easier when using these systems. It's important that you are using some kind of cloud storage. So this is where you are storing all of the documents that you use within your business and files, not just documents. So OneDrive is very good, and you get a small version of OneDrive free if you're using Office 365. There's also Dropbox, again very good, Google Drive and iCloud as well. So you can create a folder on a cloud drive, and anything within that folder you can then share securely with your virtual assistant. I would recommend for tenant, if you are having tenants, either single lets or in HMOs, that you actually outsource the processing and referencing of tenant applications. We use a company called Advanced Tenant Referencing, and their service also integrates with Arthur, so that's very, very good. So you're not having to repeat the stages that you're going through. For a small fee of around £20, they will undertake all of the referencing for you. If you're accepting payments, so payments for rent, you can use Go Cardless, which will allow you to set up direct debits, and you will find that will drastically reduce your late payments for rents. If you are taking credit card payments, then you should set up a Stripe account, and for international payments, WorldPay. All your contracts, those can all be issued and signed electronically. They're totally legally binding. The services I recommend there are Signable and DocuSign. There's also another service called Typeform, and that's very good if you need to collect data from people. So to give you for instance, when a prospective tenant says that they want to take a room from us, we then send them a form from a type form for them to complete, and that will capture their main details that we need to pass on to Advanced Tenant Referencing. So their name, telephone number, email address, the address of the property they want to move to, when they want to move in, details for the guarantor, again, name, telephone number and email address. They can fill that in on their phone, it comes back to us, and we then just forward it on to Advanced Tenant Referencing for them to start the referencing process. So now let's talk about the people. The main people in your business will be obviously your virtual assistant, but also I would thoroughly recommend that you set up a call answering service. So these will be ones we use are Armchair PA, and there's also All Day PA and Moneypenny, and they will set up for you a local number if you wish, or you can have a non-geographical number such as 0333. They will set that up for you, and then you can select to have those calls either routed directly to your virtual assistant, to yourself, or they will actually offer an answering service for you. So if somebody is responding to a piece of marketing material, they see a local telephone number, they call that number, call answering will then take the details of the call, the name of the caller, any other details that you've requested, and then they will then send you those details in the form of an email that your virtual assistant can then pick up and then deal with on your behalf. So I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for listening, and as usual, if you've got any questions at all, then please put those questions on an email and we can deal with them for you. Thanks very much again. See you all again soon.